Hello everyone, welcome. I'm excited to share this tutorial with you on how to groom a lion in Houdini. We're incredibly lucky to be grooming on such an amazing asset here. This lion has realistic skin and muscle deformation that was created using Ziva VFX software. Ziva Dynamics is a company specializing in realistic characters for film and games using next-gen technology. And this lion was built anatomically correct from the bones up. The muscles and skin simulation is then driven by the animation. Nothing is blend-shaped here. With Ziva software, you're able to create real-time muscle deformation for games as well. Really impressive. Alright, now with creating fur, the base model is extremely important. Even if you are grooming, say, a Pomeranian dog, if the underlying model isn't anatomically correct, the groom will suffer as well. Alright, now let's get started. So I just wanted to do an overview of the model and textures that are included in this tutorial. So obviously we have our bind pose here of the lion, and since the legs are symmetrical, this is what we will be creating our fur on and grooming. And then we have our animated mesh here that we will be transferring the groom to for rendering. This is the run cycle, and we also have a walk cycle here. And for textures, here we have the fur RGB. This is the skin RGB. So since this lion is completely covered with fur, the skin color is mostly for the nose here. We also have an eye texture. We have a body mask here, and this mask is used in look dev and adjusting the body texture into the shader. Same with this claw mask here. Around the claws, it's for look dev purposes. We have a main mask, and this mask isn't actually used for fur. This was used to color certain parts of the mane darker in the shaders. We have a nose mask, paw mask. This is a skin spec, and lastly, this might be a bit hard to see, but we do have a bump map. You can see there's this sort of overall tiled bumpy skin. It's just to break it up, and you'll see a nose bump here. And again, these masks and textures, they'll be used for the materials and rendering part. All the fur masks are going to be painted within Houdini itself. Okay, first things first, I just want to change a display option. So if I press D, it'll bring up display options and go to material, and you can turn off transparency. On default, this is checked on. This will just make things in your viewport a little bit faster, and then save as default. Another scene option that we want to change is, or just double check I should say, is frames per second. So in this case, the lion was animated in 24 frames per second, not 30. So I'm just going to change that here in the global animation options. And you could save it as default if that's normally what you work in, and then press close.